Hello, my beautiful angel baby butts. Today, I am supposed to be packing for LA, and history shows that when Loey has something to do, she instead films videos. I'm never more inspired, more motivated, or more excited to film than when I have something to do other than film. Today, I thought we would do a Q&A, so I asked for questions on my Instagram. Also, shout out to my gold 5S iPhone, because the next Q&A, the questions will be read off of my new phone. I just got it in today. This is the iPhone 5S. The 6S. I decided that I wanted this because I'm really over filming like vlogs on my camera. I feel like I'm so shy about whipping out my camera in public, and I really like to vlog almost every single day. So I got this with like 128 gigs so that I could actually do some vlogging on the road. I set my Starbucks of choice. Today it is a hazelnut iced latte. We're gonna answer some questions. My friend Heather, or MadProps12, asked, which state would you like to visit? Currently, I really want to go to Minnesota because my friend James, who I met on my trip with Pure Cosmetics to Cabo — I will leave my Pure vlogs down below, by the way, in case you didn't see my little like travel diary, which probably went up yesterday actually. I met James on this trip and I actually felt like I was connecting with my twin soul. Like, he is such an incredible person. So I want to go to Minnesota, where he lives, to go and visit. Ellie Vevers, or Vevers, what happened in that hotel room with you and Alex? Ellie, somebody asked me this question. Oh, Sephora. Oh, okay, so I just had to tweet Sephora because I overnighted 2 Anastasia brow wizzes to my house because I needed one for this trip that I'm going on, and I always like to have a backup one because I ran out while I was in Cabo and it like freaked me out so bad, and my brows were so not on fleek. I had to fill them in with something else today, and I don't love them. They only sent me one and I'm pissed about it, but they just tweeted me to let me know that they are remedying the situation. So thanks, Sephora. I feel like it's finally time to be honest and come clean about what happened in LA. And the reason I never have, like, I get a lot of questions about really like difficult things I've gone through, and people are like, why haven't you made a video about it? I know that Alex and I talked about that a lot though, so it's not like a big deal. I understand why people were curious about this. Essentially someone tried to break into our hotel room and it was really, really scary. I don't know who it was. Nobody knew the hotel we were staying at. Friends and family didn't know where we were. We'd never like given out a hotel name or anything like that, and someone was calling the room and like whispering to us, and it was really, really scary. We think it was just the people next door to us because they were just being incredibly creepy. Like, they kept making sex noises, and at first we laughed because we thought it was really funny. So super dainty. They're
Should I cut your vlog off?
No,
this is hilarious.
At the very least, I can show this to Tyler. This is so weird. I've never had this happen. And these assholes are just like banging away at 9 o'clock in the morning.
This is so awkward. This is like supposed to be a precious moment, and they're over there like freaking like animals.
I'll put on my necklace.
This is awkward.
I don't know. Do you think they're all okay? I'm kind of like concerned. It's really loud. I know, I'm like a little bit.
Do you want me to call the front desk?
And then they were banging, and it was like, are they banging on the headboard? Like, we didn't know. There are people calling us and asking us like, what are you wearing? And saying really creepy, like, lewd things. We found out later they were banging because there was a connecting door between our room and theirs. And thank God we had a chair pressed up against that door because it wasn't locked. And they had like open the door on their side and like were trying to basically get through to us. Didn't realize, and once we did, it was the scariest thing. Like, security at that hotel treated us like we were kids. They were asking us what we did, and we were like, oh, we're YouTubers. Like, you know, we're not in a mood to like chit chat because, oh, you're actresses then. And like, they kept treating us like we were being so stupid, and it was probably the scariest thing in the entire world because after the fact, we realized that the people on the other side, whoever they were, I think that they thought the door was locked and they had like broken the handle on the other side. Like, that's how forcefully they were trying to get through. We filed an incident report and stuff because Alex actually went to the door at one point and saw them. Like, basically, or she thought she saw them. Like, we saw 2 men like standing outside of our hotel, and they were knocking on our hotel room door through all this. We never were sure if that was them. We never were sure what happened. But if you watch any of our other travel vlogs together, like, I know when we were in London at one point, the phone rang and like you could see both of our faces just collectively drop. And now whenever a phone rings in a hotel that I'm staying in, it literally is the scariest thing. Like, I've had Alex text me on like separate occasions, like, the phone just rang in my hotel and I almost had a heart attack. So that's what happened in LA. He filmed like a video after it happened. I still have the footage, but obviously, like you saw from earlier when people were breaking into our hotel room and we thought they were just making sex noises. That was before the call started and before everything started getting really scary and serious really fast. It wasn't really something I wanted to put out there. It was just bad energy and I wanted to move past it and move on. But that is what happened in LA. There's the truth. There's the story. I know that a lot of you were curious. Catherine_Adams3. Hey Loey, do you like Harry Potter? And if so, who's your favorite character? I must know. My favorite character is Fred Weasley, which did not end well for me. I don't know why, but he is my favorite twin. I said that to someone before and they've been like, oh, so Fred and George are your favorites. No, Fred is my favorite and they are different. And if you are a true Harry Potter fan, you know that. My backup fave is probably Remus though. I've always loved Remus. Collins317. Before you met Tyler, were you ever afraid that you wouldn't find love? And if so, how did you handle it? I actually had a lot of questions about Tyler and like getting married in this Q&A for some reason. Tyler was actually my third relationship. I had only dated 2 other people if you don't count like elementary school shenanigans before him. So it wasn't something where I was like afraid I wouldn't find love. Like it wasn't that serious, you know, and I knew I loved him when I was like 14. So I always had that to go off of. And so it was one of those things where like, no, I was never afraid. Like when I was younger in middle school and stuff, I would like pine over people and like wonder to myself if anyone could ever like me because like I was bigger and because I was like nerdy. I'm sure there were definitely times when I was younger where like, you know, I thought I would never find love, but like never seriously. Indie Prep Girl says, I know that putting yourself out there, in parentheses, doing YouTube, Instagram, and modeling comes with a small group of negative people, aka haters. My question to you is, what do you do daily to help you stay positive? I love watching your videos and love YouTube in general and would like to do it, but I see the negativity you guys get and it makes me truly question if I can handle it. Thanks in advance for reading my comment. And then she has a little cat kiss emoji. There are days when I literally can't handle YouTube. There are days where, and by the way, I don't hide this, I talk about it on social media all the time. Comments have been on approval for about a month now, and I go through cycles with this. Sometimes it gets really bad. The reason that they're on approval right now is I had someone comment my address. And thank God it isn't where I currently live, but like, it was really, really scary. And honestly, before that, it was just like, you're ugly, you're fat, like, go die in a hole. Like it was things like that that really I could care less about because in my day-to-day life, I know who I am, I know what I stand for, I know my own personal priorities, and I know how I feel about myself. So comments about my appearance did jack. What you think about me can't affect my self-image if I already am sure of who I am. So that didn't bother me. Then things like go die, get off the internet, like that sort of stuff. That just like, I've never really been upset by that. I've always just felt really sorry for people. By the way, about the lighting, I know it's getting kind of weird. The sun is gonna be setting soon, but I know I would personally never take time out of my day to write things like that to someone else. And just thinking about the amount of like pain and stress and just things have to be going on for someone for them to feel so negatively about a stranger. And like, you can say whatever you want. I don't think that people are mean to me because they're jealous of me. I've never thought that. I do think that when people blatantly like tell me I'm worthless or that I have no meaning because of the image that they perceive of me, like I'm not a bad person. Anyone who could just assume that and then make such harsh remarks about me can't be a happy person. So like, that's my honest to God thought on that. You can't not do the things that you want out of fear. I think that there are always steps you can take to protect yourself. Right now, comments are on approval so that I have to read everything before it goes through on my channel. And it's a lot of extra work, but I feel like that's the safest and best option for me right now. But with just like general negativity and hate on YouTube, there's always the block button. And no matter how you respond to negativity, no matter how you respond to hate, it is wrong. I tried being sassy back. I've tried blocking. I've literally tried telling someone to have a nice day and someone else wrote back on that comment thread and was like, you don't have to be snarky and tell them to go and have a nice day. It doesn't matter how you respond, you are always going to be wrong. So do what makes you feel best because there's no wrong way to respond to someone being mean to you, and most people don't have to go through it. My camera literally died mid-rant, but what I was saying was basically don't let the prospect of hate keep you from doing something you want to do. Like, if YouTube is something you want to do, understand you will never win to people who just don't want to like you or who don't like you for whatever reason. You're never going to please them, so don't try. Please yourself. YouTube is so rewarding. I love it so much. If I wasn't doing it as my full-time job, I would still be uploading every single day. If you look back at my channel like 2 years ago, you would see I was not working full-time on YouTube, and I was uploading every single day for the longest time. Like, I've always loved it, and I promise you, you probably will too. And if you don't love it, you can always stop, but just think like this: if you never try it, you're always going to wonder if it's something you should have done. Like, it's never going to be the perfect time, so do it if you want to, and then you can always just quit if you don't like it. Captain_Minot asked a really interesting question. When did you first realize you were legit YouTube famous? So, I made a joke in a vlog on my second channel where I told my little brother he was like a pseudo YouTube celebrity, because like people were fawning over him on social media, and I got a bunch of really angry comments like, oh, so you think you're a celebrity, like you think you're famous. I don't think that I'm YouTube famous. I don't really feel like I'm ever going to feel like that though, because I used to look at people with 100,000 subscribers and think, oh my God, that's so many people, like they are so popular on YouTube. That's like as famous as you could possibly be. I think people like Zoella and Tyler Oakley and like Markiplier and all of those people are probably actually YouTube famous. I definitely am really grateful for the following that I have on YouTube, but when I meet people in person, it's always like such a pleasant experience, and it just feels like I'm meeting a friend, you know what I mean? Like, I've never felt like I had like fans, you know? I think that there are definitely people who admire what I'm doing in terms of like body positivity and stuff, but the majority of my subscribers, like my diehard subscribers that watch my channel every day or don't, you know, who just get enjoyment out of my work and like see me in public and say hi and stuff, like I just consider us internet friends, so I don't think I'm YouTube famous. Romero Love 28, how was it like to get married so young? How did your parents react? All right, so let's tell a little bit more truth in this video. I have been married since I was 19. I got married in 2012. I did not tell anyone I was married until 2013 on my husband and I's anniversary. That was when I posted it on Instagram, and that was when, I mean, I like told you guys at the exact same time that I told everyone else. And there are a lot of reasons for that that I cannot get into because they are not my reasons to tell. If I'm making big decisions, I don't really talk to people, and I very much so think I could live 100% alone and probably be okay. Like, I'm not really dependent on other people. And so when I got married, it wasn't really even weird not to tell anybody because like, it didn't change anything. In fact, I freaking loved being married without anyone knowing, you guys. Like, it was such a nice period of time where no one knew what was going on in my life, and it was all my own. And I think that that really grew me as a person because it was hard, but at the same time, like, it was just Tyler and I. And it's always been Tyler and I versus the world, essentially, since I was 14. Even when we weren't dating, he's always been my best friend. He's always been my rock. He's always known everything about me. Went through a little bit of a party phase where I was kind of like rebelling against my entire life. Didn't do anything like crazy or drastic or anything like that, but like I definitely like partied too much, drank too much for a little while, and then we settled down, like I think everyone does. And I think that we were in a much better headspace after a year of being married to tell everyone that we were married. So I don't know, I know some people won't necessarily approve of that, but that's just kind of, I think that that gives a really good insight to like me as a person. I like to do things and not tell people about it, not like other people in my shit. I feel like I didn't really answer many questions today, but this Q&A is already so long. I'm just gonna answer one more question. This is from Alexis Sabling. Have you always wanted to be a YouTuber? What other choices were you deciding from? Love your channel, by the way. Thank you so much. The easy answer is yes, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I think that I've tried so hard to backtrack and figure out who the first person I started watching was. Oh my God, you know who it was? It was Megan Parkin, which is so weird because people tell me all the time that we look alike sometimes, or that like our voices like kind of resemble each other. I love her still. She's like one of my ultimate faves. I think she's my first. Then I started religiously watching Blair Fowler, Juicy Star 07. My first YouTube video I made after I kind of had gone through recovery from my eating disorder, and I wasn't feeling very good. I felt like I had blown up, so to speak. I think a lot of people feel like that when they're first coming off of being really sick. I felt like I gained a lot of weight really fast. I didn't feel good, and so I never posted the video, but I made it when I was like 16, 17, probably closer to 17. I can't remember this exact time frame. Tossed it out the window, made another one when I was 18, and actually made a channel and stuff. That channel had like 3,000 subscribers and it's gone now. That was kind of how I started, but I've always wanted to do YouTube. I always thought that it would be really fun. But if we're talking about like jobs and stuff, I was pre-med in college. That didn't work out. Thought I was gonna go into nursing. That didn't work out. I'm really only a few credits shy of getting my associates in science. I don't really really think I'm gonna go back for my bachelor's just because I don't really think that I need it. Thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. I had a lot of fun filming it, and I know it was probably really long, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!